My name is Yuri. I'm from Brazil. Right now, I'm studying PhD in the UK. I have started the PhD September last year. So I've been living in the UK like for how many? Like 7 months already.
Mm.
And yeah, and I met you like in Japan when I was studying in Japan. Here in university, there are many Chinese students. So I am aware of the virus, not only from the news, but also from some friends that studied with me since maybe like 1 or 2 months ago. They are related to me all the problems that are going on, and I think since 3 weeks ago things really get, how can I say, the first cases starts to really grow here in the UK.
Mm.
And in 2 weeks ago, I think the government said that you should not leave your home, you should stay at home, but the stores are still opening. People are still able to go out, even though the government is saying you shouldn't go, but it's not forbidden. But I think 1 week ago the government took the decision that you should close all the stores. You shouldn't take any kind of like transportation if you're not going to the supermarket or if you're not going to the hospital. So right now I am from 2 weeks ago I'm just staying in my room. I live in a university accommodation.
Mm.
So yeah, the country is locked down, is in quarantine.
Right.
So I just leave my room to do groceries and have a walk when it's sunny. For self quarantine, maybe like 2 weeks, I would say 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. When the government said that like you shouldn't go out of your room, and then I decided, okay, maybe I should like stay, and then 2 weeks ago I started to do self quarantine, and I live in a flat where I have a room and I share a kitchen with other students.
Oh.
So in the beginning we were 12, but since the crisis began, many of the how can I say, the third term that should start in April and goes until July, they cancel. So they decided that all the classes, all the lectures would move to be online. So most of the students left back to their country, and so we start in 12, but right now we are only 5 in the room. So it's crazy because the university is always like crowd of people, students going around even during vacations.
Right.
But right now it's like really empty because most of the students left. All the how can I say, English students are back to their home. I think all international students that cannot leave anymore are still here. All international students that has to work, to do research like me, had to stay. Yeah. So the university is pretty empty right now. So the campus of the university is kind of like a little bit away from the city. So I don't go to the city. I have to take the bus to go to the city. And if I go to a bus station to take the bus to go to the city, which is like a 25-minute bus, there is a police officer asking people where are they going. So you cannot leave campus without like a reason. So next to the university campus, there's a huge grocery store that takes me like, I don't know, 10 minutes to walk. So the only place that I go is like I take 10 minutes walks to go to the grocery stores and come back. I cannot leave campus basically. Yeah. In the beginning, I think when the people got really scared, right? They was not sure like what was gonna happen. So many people went to buy stuff like many toilet papers, many like pasta, many rice, pasta sauce. So it was scary in the first week. Like 2 weeks ago, it was kind of scary. But right now it's okay. Like we can find most of things in the supermarket. We also have like a supermarket inside of the university that only students can use. And since there are not many students here anymore, there are plenty stuff there. So I think for food is all right. I mean, it's not easy to find sometimes pasta if you go late to the grocery store because they end up like really soon because people are still buying a lot.
Right.
And also milk. But besides I mean, you're not gonna starve. All the work that can how can I say?
Yeah, like
At least from the university, they moved all the lectures and all the research to online based. So all the professors are working from home right now, and me as a PhD student, I'm doing research also from home. So I'm like, I think people that can do home office are doing home office, and people really that has to go out to work, like people that work in hospitals, people that work like in grocery stores.
Right.
Then they have to leave to work, of course. But I think most of the people that can do work at home are working at home right now. I think it's just like a time of a lot of uncertainty, right? Like people don't know what is going to happen. We are not sure like if we're going to stay in quarantine for like 1 week or 1 month or 2 months. So there's a lot of uncertainty, and at least for me, the way that I feel is that like it's really hard to be productive in this kind of situation, right? You kept thinking about many stuff. You kept thinking about your family my family back in Brazil, and it's really hard to sit down and focus. And I think that's a situation that most of people are going through.
Right.
But yeah, I just hope that it's gonna be over like in a month or so.
Right. So thank you so much, Yuri, and please stay safe.
Yeah, thank you, man. Stay safe as well.
Thank you. Bye
Thank you.
bye.
See you. Bye.